Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with another reaction video. This one is Neo. He's on VladTV discussing the LGBT agenda with Gloria Velez. Now, let me bring that up and get started. Welcome in.
I have no issue with the LBGT. I have no problem with with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rock.
Me
Now,
too.
you could identify as a goldfish if you feel.
Right.
I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with.
My man said you can become a goldfish for all he cares. It don't affect him, right? Because if you're a grown person and you want to be a goldfish or a Ninja Turtle, Little Mermaid, a dolphin, what have you, it doesn't make a difference necessarily. Like that's what he's saying, right? Now, personally, it's ridiculous for any person to want to change, transition, transform from one gender and sex to another one. It's absolutely insanity. But I get what he's saying as well. Let's keep going. Let me rewind it back a little bit because he's about to say something, I think. All right.
My business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish, but you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all
Amen.
good. I mean, it's just, we live in a weird time, man. We do. We live in a time where a person will have a mental breakdown in front of their camera.
Right.
Wait, let me white balance. No,
that's crazy, right?
What the hell is that? Like, if you are of sound mind enough to find the light,
right?
And
exactly.
Then break
exactly.
down.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing wrong with you.
Right. No, there is something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with you.
Right.
But ain't nothing wrong with you. Like, man.
Right.
That's a fact. When he said that, I'm not sure. I don't think he's even thinking along those lines, but it reminded me of Tyrese Gibson. Y'all know Tyrese, R&B singer. He was in Fast and Furious series, other movies as well. But he had the video where he was crying and talking about, I guess, his ex-wife or girlfriend or whatever, was taking his child away from him, and he couldn't see his baby and all that. He was crying, but he was on Instagram or whatever he was recording that for. And that's what it took me back to. I'm thinking about him. Like, yeah, but people do that all the time though. Like they make sure they find the camera. Like Lizzo, for example. Lizzo does it. People, body shame her, and so she gets on TikTok or whatever platform, Twitter, whatnot, when that's called X. But she'll record herself, wallowing in sorrow of why people are body shaming her publicly. But then she turns around and now she's being sued for doing very similar acts to her background performers. So, but yeah, man, these people are just, they do it for the camera. Let's keep going.
Right. You're adding to it. It's all how we deal with life, and a lot of people want pity, self-pity. I don't like that.
That was one thing that was not allowed in the house that I grew up in. It's like, okay, get your cry out, give that its moment. But once it's done, keep moving.
That's right.
We're not going to sit and dwell in sorrow. We're not going to sit and dwell in anger. We're going to give those emotions the moment that they deserve. We're going to respect those emotions. But then we're going to get up and continue moving, because it's not about the fall. You can fall a million times. You get up 1,000,001. That's the way I was raised.
Me too.
Yeah, like, all right, that hurt. Go ahead, cry.
Now they pamper, oh my God. And
trigger warnings. What the hell is a trigger warning?
Yes, exactly.
It's just when
it is weird
when the world became so sensitive. Like comedians can't tell jokes no more.
No.
Like, everybody's offended. It's a joke. It's
right.
a comedian.
Right.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a joke.
Right.
His literal job is to joke.
Yeah, that's a whole other side. He's hitting every angle of things that the left attacks regular people for all the time. You know, they want to be able to let kids transition and transform into a whole nother person. They want comedians to be canceled and you know, not allowed to tell their jokes because the jokes are too offensive. And it's just they try to control every facet of society. And he's going in right now. I'm actually surprised to see Neo being this direct about this, but he's doing it. I appreciate it. Let's keep going.
About everyone
right. And everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah.
Sit in your house by yourself.
Exactly.
It annoys me.
I mean, anything can trigger you. A light can trigger you.
I told people this when COVID was going on. People were scared to go outside. They were talking about you got to put a mask on, you got to get your vaccines, your booster shots, and all this type of stuff. I told people then, stay at the house. If you're that afraid, just stay at home, and that way you won't be affected. But anyway, let's keep rolling.
A smell could trigger you. So, I mean, we got to walk on eggshells. Well, that's what they want us to.
That's what they want us to do. But my generation, there were no trigger warnings. Okay, you got up and you kept moving. That's kind of what it has to be.
We was kicked outside. We would come inside before the lights go down.
Exactly.
If we got bumps and bruises, we just washed it off with the hose outside.
Yeah, 80s babies. Come on, man.
It's totally different times.
We need to get back to them days. I feel like I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
lost control.
If your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," and you just let him rock with that, you just let.
Right.
He's 5.
Right.
Dwayne Wade, talking to you, buddy.
And where did he get that from?
If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6 growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs, they're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
But we can medicate them.
He can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right. Right. What sex orientation?
Yeah. Yeah, man, they are going there. We need more of these celebrities, of these guys who are in the entertainment industry speaking this way, because a decade ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it was normal to even have this conversation. This was normal talk. And all of a sudden in the last about 4 or 5 years, now it's taboo to even speak as candidly as they are speaking. Like the background situation that many of us are not going to be privy to, they're gonna hear some things, right? There's gonna be a backlash for them speaking about this in the way that they are. You know, people like us commoners, we're not gonna really know all about it, but they're gonna get an earful from someone.
And you can cut up his pee-pee, and that, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
So I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that they either passed or are trying to pass a law in LA that states if your child comes to you and asks to do some of these things and you say no, they can take your kid from you.
Yeah, that's true. Just passed in California.
That makes no sense.
They want us to have no control over our children.
I don't get it.
In schools,
I don't get it.
Hospitals, libraries.
Yeah.
They just want to manipulate. You got to understand, when they're so young and they're already, that's
impressionable.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And from them, they're going to believe what you say. I mean, we say Santa Claus is real, you know, the Easter Bunny.
Believe it. Like,
right, exactly. Like, they know what they're doing.
Remember who you're dealing with.
Yeah, exactly. These kids' minds are impressionable. They are going to soak in and take what we as adults say to them, do to them, you know, places that we take them and expose them, things we expose them to, they're going to take all that in, and all they know is they may know something's wrong with it. Like as a child, we all had that conscience inside of us that tells us something is not right. So they may know something is not right, but if you're the adult, you're the dad, the mom, the auntie, the grandmother, grandfather, a friend of the family that's a trustworthy type person to them, when you say something to do something, they're going to roll with what you said and did, because they're looking at you. They're sponging what you're saying and doing. And these alphabet people, they know this. And so it's an all-out attack on the children. They're coming for the kids because they know they can warp their minds into believing things that they should not be believing in. Okay, they can trust people that they shouldn't be trusting. But man, shout out to Neo and Gloria Velez. If you don't know who they are, if you don't know who Gloria Velez is, probably better to you. But Neo, man, that's a guy, man. He's been behind the scenes for a long time. He's writing a bunch of hits, and then he came to the forefront, started making his own music, and was an awesome artist. So man, shout out to him. And until next time, I appreciate y'all for watching. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all thought about what Neo said and what Gloria Velez said and what I said in this video. And if you will hit that subscribe, I surely appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank you. Till next time, I am El Millionaire, the captain. This was the Captain's Quarters Show. I am gone.